Obviously, got a lot of news yesterday. A lot of changes for the Falcons this weekend. We're going to have no Michael Penix. He will be undergoing a surgery for a partially torn ACL. Takes him out for the season, but we already knew that ahead of time he was going to be out for at least 4 weeks. So Kirk Cousins was already slated to take over. And Zac Robinson talked about how the Falcons are going to cater to Kirk at QB.
Yeah, it'd be kind of a blend. You know, we've obviously built the offense around Mike and you know the things that he does well, and as well with our run game, and so you know we'll go back to some things that we've done last year, Kirk's done in the past, and get ultimately acclimated to Kirk and what he does well. We're always adapting to our guys.
There's one thing about this that excites me: the thought that we might go under center a little bit more this coming weekend. It's not a problem with the pistol. The pistol in and of itself is not an issue. The way we utilize the pistol has become a problem for me. Mm-hmm. Right? So to see Kirk come out multiple times in however many snaps he played in the second half the other day and go under center at what felt like every other snap and run wide zone and do different things like that from under center, the thought of a 100% healthy Kirk Cousins going under center and possibly, just maybe a smidge of bootleg thrown in there is just getting me riled up. All right, we've got to utilize it. We've got to utilize under center. We've got to utilize that in short yardage stuff. So am I excited that Kirk is playing? No, I can't lie about that. I think there's probably some upside. The thought of Kirk playing once again without Drake London makes me feel even worse about it. But if there is a shiny, small sliver of bright side, it's that I think that they can start integrating this run game with this passing game just a little bit better with him and some of the capabilities he does have in the play-action game.
Well, the good thing is Kirk's got plenty of practice working with guys like David Sills and Kadero Hodge, who are going to get time.
Casey Washington.
I mean, I don't. Talk about derailing. The concussion thing is really just derailed him a little bit.
Yeah.
But without Drake, that's. I mean, Devin Tompkins could be maybe active. I think he's still in the practice squad. He was, I believe, active the Miami game.
Yeah, I think he was.
It was either that or maybe it was the Washington game when Agnew was out that game. But look, their defense is the best part. They're not great at getting after the quarterback. They've only got 21 sacks. So, but they're still, believe it or not, they're the best part about their team, especially their passing defense. Their passing defense is 9th in the league. So they've done a good job at shutting that down. And to be absolutely upfront, the passing part of our offense has been the worst part of our offense. We haven't been very good throwing the football.
Yeah.
I think we've had a lot of struggles. So hopefully what Kirk Cousins brings as a veteran in his presence and understanding defenses really allows the offense to kind of open up a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard for me to look at these defensive statistics that they have and not at least consider, for the most part, that their record and their offense's inability to move the football or stay on the field has led into that. You know what I mean? Like, I look at it and I go, okay, they're 9th in passing defense. And it's good or bad, right? It's both ways. 9th in passing defense. I'm going, okay, a lot of teams have gotten up on them. It's probably not a lot of passing teams in the second half. Probably teams have veered away from the passing game. You look at some of the other stuff that they rank, below average in, and it's like, God almighty. I mean, I feel like for the first half of the season, their offense couldn't stay on the field at all. And for the time of possession, the amount of plays you're running on defense, they're bound to get gashed at some point.
Yeah, they've been outscored by 80 points in the first half.
Yeah.
By 80. I mean, and it's not it is wild. 80 points is a lot of freaking points to be outscored by.
Yeah.
And a lot of it does lead back to the inefficiencies that they've had on offense with Spencer Rattler. Now they've gone away, and that's one of the things that they didn't do last week. Or 2 weeks ago against Carolina. Tyler Shuck did a good job of taking what they gave him, and the defense didn't get worn down.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's got to be a complimentary brand. We always talk about it here, and that's why when I look at theirs and I look at this point in the season, and it works, like I said, it works both ways. The defense also knows that you're probably going to run the football in the second half, so they can load the box in a number of different ways and kind of, back down other teams from running the football. So it kind of works both ways. But I agree with Bo. All that to say, I agree with Bo that this is the best part of their team, and their defensive unit can still get after you up front, 100%.
The two linebackers, Demario Davis and Pete Werner, they're filthy. Now, Demario Davis, you can say, well, yeah, you guys been around 14 years. Well,
He's still playing at a high level.
Well, I don't care if he plays at a high level any other time, but I know he does against the Falcons. I mean, the guy in 15 games against the Falcons literally has over 100 tackles with 3 sacks and 10 tackles for loss. I mean, he plays well against us, all right? He's close to having a tackle, basically he's putting a negative play out there per game against you. That's negative plays kill drives.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that came out of yesterday, I think was a little bit encouraging, is Kirk did speak with the media yesterday, and he was talking about how he's looking to capture the momentum that they had last year when they were 6-3.
Yeah, I think I was asking myself that about week 10 or 11 last year on, So if I had the simple answer, I don't even know if I'd tell you, but I think that's the challenge, right, is how do we get back to that? And I think the fact that it was there goes to show that it was there. Let's go do it again. But at the same time, you're not entitled to anything. Nothing's going to be given to you. You got to go earn it. You got to go play well enough to make that happen. I think those 9 weeks, to the degree that we were playing well, not every week was perfect, but to the degree we were playing well, it was because we were maniacal in our preparation and our effort, and every detail we had to be on to find a way to win and to move the football. So, it was never easy in those moments either, and I think we find ourselves there again now.
I'm finding myself laughing because somebody out there in their car right now driving around is going, "Shut up, Kirk." And like nothing he said was, it is what it is. He understands the moment. He understands the situation he's in, this team's in. He understands what last year looked like. Some of the comments he was making yesterday kind of fell on deaf ears. But, I mean, look, no matter what Kirk said, somebody was going to be upset about it. And I agree with him. That maniacal preparation is what's needed. And if nothing else, I hope that that's something else that can kind of take this team to the next level and win a game and stop this losing streak.
Well, there's a lot of fake outrage on stuff with what he said and just bringing looseness. Maybe we're too damn uptight. Like, maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe that's part of this team's problem. When you play uptight, you make mistakes. And what did did Michael Penix look comfortable in Berlin? No. He looked uptight. And when you come off the field and when there's no joy in what you're doing, you normally don't do it very well. And if Kirk Cousins can bring a little bit of, just of a relaxed attitude and looseness to that offensive unit, they might loosen the hell up and start playing a little bit better. Because when guys are dropping handoffs essentially, which is what Kirk gave Kyle Pitts at the end of the game and he dropped, or what Penix gave Kyle Pitts in that Berlin game. It feels like guys are playing puckered up.
Yeah.
And so loosen the hell up. And if his attitude can bring that, the fans and the media shouldn't be criticizing him for, don't joke about that. It's not funny. Dude, get up. Like, you guys.
You get too uptight. I have seen one person that's like, this guy looks broken. He's you know what I mean? Like, look at the look on his face. He looks broken. And then you see Kirk kind of lighthearted, and people don't like that either.
I saw fans mad yesterday because at some point in a 25-minute press conference, Raheem Morris had the audacity to smile and laugh. And you shouldn't be laughing. Right? Michael Penix is gone. And people are talking about Penix like he's dead, Mike. He's not. He tore a knee. And it's not his third ACL surgery on that knee. It's his first. Relax. Like the uptightness and the overreaction. I get we haven't made the playoffs in 8 years. I trust me. No, I live it as much as anyone. But I mean, we can't go home and kick our dogs and throw things at walls because our NFL team is having a rough stretch. We've got to woosah. It's and just 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. We got Kirk Cousins is allowed to have fun at work, just like you are.
I don't know. I don't know what the right reaction is from these guys right now. I don't know that there is one unless you win football games. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it all boils down to. And I understand. Look, there has definitely been times this year where I've watched press conferences or heard comments, and I'm like, dude, you're completely misreading the room / what are we talking about? I don't think – sometimes Raheem says things that I'm like, you don't even believe that. Like, you don't even believe what you're saying right now.
Well, yeah.
But some of the comments from Kirk yesterday, I actually enjoyed hearing it from that perspective, because it feels like we got caught in a rut the last 5 weeks, and he's part of that. But I do look at it and go, you know what? At least there's a little bit of lightheartedness, and at least we can go into this with no expectations. I don't have any expectations for Kirk Cousins under center, because Drake London's not in the game, and that's been the entire offense for a while. Bijan's got to be a massive part of this. Darnell Mooney has to step up. Kyle Pitts needs to be featured. And then somebody else from the wide receiver core you just talked about has got to step into a role and catch a big-time pass at some point in the game.